Assassin's Creed Black Flag, as you already know, is one of those games that is probably considered one of the best games in Assassin's Creed franchise. No doubt about that. Ask anyone. There might be actually people who don't like Black Flag, but I think personally, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, by the way, sometimes you forget that it's the fourth game. The official title is Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. One of the best games ever made. Yeah, it's very pirate focused, but as an Assassin's Creed game, it's also pretty good. It's getting a remake, and we have talked a ton about this in our live streams and also in numerous videos I have put out at this point. It is probably the biggest well-known secret in the gaming industry at this point. There's a ton of details that's been leaked and reported by various websites and things like that. It's definitely one of those games that we know is coming but hasn't been confirmed by Ubisoft. We did talk about that, oh, they're probably trying to shadow drop it, so that's probably why they haven't said anything. However, there's been an appearance in the PEGI ratings site, the PEGI 18 site, the ratings board. They have published a new listing that talks about Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced is apparently the title that appeared. I tried to actually go into the PEGI website. It's crashing on me. I'm not sure. It's not really showing. It's saying service unavailable. This is what it appeared as. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. If you look closely, it doesn't really give much away, but it says violence, bad language, and in-game purchases. Violence and bad language is not a surprise here, but in-game purchases, I think, again, probably not a huge surprise at this point, because Assassin's Creed Black Flag already did have like in-game purchases at the time, if I remember correctly. This is a remake. If this is going to be a full-on remake as they have intended to make, again, we don't know. This is pure speculation, all of this at this point, because nothing has been confirmed by Ubisoft. If they're trying to do a remake, and they're probably going to modernize the combat and also include everything that currently available or people have come to expect from Assassin's Creed games in this game, whether you like it or not. That's what's going to happen. I don't believe that it is a remaster, because if you remember the actor who voices Edward Kenway. Oh, I found it. Okay, so I don't know if you guys remember, but like this was some time ago.
Great, priming them and everything. Right, cool.
Yeah. So he was asked he was at a convention. This is Matt Ryan. He is the voice of Edward Kenway. He was at a convention and he was reached by a fan.
Have you beaten the game?
I have a while ago. It's been a minute, but
Well, you might have to beat it again.
You may have to beat it again, he says.
this is true.
Look at that nod. He gives a slight nod.
This is true.
He didn't say anything because obviously NDAs, but he just had a little interaction with the fan. I guess he's just trying to be a little cheeky there. And this is probably the start of these rumors about Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake. He just said, you may have to beat it again, like that. And he didn't really say anything. But yeah, he did get in trouble for that, actually, from Ubisoft. And I think Ubisoft tried to threaten to sue him or something like that, because he didn't stick to his NDAs and stuff. I think this interaction feels very like cheeky little interaction with one of your fans. I don't think he was trying to leak anything, to be honest. And people got excited when they caught the wind of any possibility of Assassin's Creed Black Flag happening. Yeah, anyway, Ubisoft being Ubisoft totally misread that situation and tried to threaten to sue this guy. I don't know what they're doing. My point is, if he was called back to, record lines for the game, if they were doing a remaster of the game, they wouldn't need him to come back and record lines. The only reason why he would go back and record lines is because he has to do new lines. That, to me, suggests that this is probably very likely a remake, true remake of the game. That is very exciting. That is very exciting. You're probably going to see, like in-game purchases, like the store items and cosmetics and stuff like that. Probably a whole new look. Maybe not like an entirely new look, but probably like a reworked look for Edward Kenway and pretty much everything else. And if the leaks that was shown to us like a couple of months ago, we reported on Jaybeazt. It's like a French magazine that leaked some information about some of the Assassin's Creed Black Flag stuff, and it came from a pretty reliable source. A lot of changes, and there's a lot more map area to discover and explore. The game itself is actually longer and much bigger than the original game was. So everything that has been leaked suggests that this is well and truly a remake of the game and not necessarily a remaster. So that gets me very excited. Very, very excited. And I was hoping that they would do a complete shadow drop of the game and not have any pre-marketing cycle for it before the launch. But it feels like that might not be the case here. They might actually be showing this in the Game Awards. This might be a surprise in the Game Awards this year. I don't know, because why would this appear in PEGI website otherwise? I mean, now we know that it's official title. Ubisoft hasn't said anything. We know that it's coming. It's like set in stone now, but we just don't know when it's gonna come. We have no idea. What would be really cool is if they actually announce this in Game Awards and be like, hey, you can actually play this today. That would be the best Christmas gift ever, dude. Best Christmas gift ever. This would actually, if this happens, I feel like half the people who've been bashing on Ubisoft, sometimes including myself, you might be able to actually redeem yourself in these people's eyes, at least to an extent, And I feel like this would be the way to go if they do that. Like, if this is a Christmas drop, pre-Christmas drop, that would be the best way to end the year for Ubisoft. And because they had a rocky year, 2025 has not been great. Even last year, they've had a few years that's been rocky, but even with the Shadow not performing as well, they say that it did perform, but it did have a lot of issues. But then they did have a lot of issues with Avatar release last year, and also Star Wars Outlaws did not perform that well either. Yeah, things like that really messed up them, and they had a whole kind of a merger happen with their IPs with Tencent because they're running out of cash, man. So if they can actually do a shadow drop for Game Awards and be like, hey, it's available now and you can just drop in and play, that would be the best. That would be so good. I don't know if it'll happen, but it's already up on PEGI's side and doesn't really say much. Usually, I know that it gives away a little bit more detail than it shows. I can't really check the site right now. I'm trying to go into it, but I can just only go to the home page barely. I can't click on anything or like even go to search games, and it just goes service unavailable. Unfortunately, I can't show you guys. It usually like gives you a little bit more information. It shows like which platforms it's on and stuff like that. This one, it doesn't really say much. It only just shows this Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced banner. That's all it shows. So, and it says 18. Think what you will of that. Insider Gaming themselves in a report confirmed that Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake is set to be released before March 31st, which is the end of our Ubisoft financial year. It would make sense that they drop a pre-Christmas drop. That would be amazing. One can only hope. I don't think it'll happen, but it's okay to have a dream. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Do you like the title, the Black Flag Resynced? I think this does suggest that it is probably going to be like a little bit of a different experience to what original Black Flag was. You have your Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag itself. You can play with the all modern days parts and stuff like that, which we got report from that French magazine has been significantly reduced or actually taken out. In the remake, it doesn't have the number anymore. It doesn't say Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag anymore. It says Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, because they have dropped the numbering system pretty much after Assassin's Creed Black Flag released, because even after this they dropped Assassin's Creed Rogue, which didn't have a number on it. Back then they preserved the numbering for the main line entries, which was like you got your first Assassin's Creed and you got your Assassin's Creed 2, and then you got Brotherhood, Revelations, it became like Assassin's Creed 2, trilogy, Ezio's trilogy, and then you got Assassin's Creed 3, and then you have Assassin's Creed 4, which is Black Flag. But then they ditched the whole numbering system and went with like subtitles. So yeah, then we've just been getting Assassin's Creed Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, Shadows, and we got Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake, which is called Resynced. And we're probably not gonna see the whole modern day path from the original title based on what it looks like. Resynced suggests that it's probably going to have like a very minimal modern day part that's tying into why there is a remake. Maybe, I don't know, they might actually play into that a little bit and be like, hey, we got like new Animus technology where you can experience the whole Assassin's Creed Black Flag thing, Edward Kenway's journey uninterrupted, blah blah blah, or something like that. I don't know what they'll do with it, but it looks like that's probably what's going to happen, and you'll have it as like a revisiting of Black Flag, Edward Kenway, rather than a complete offering the exact same game that Black Flag was. That's what it looks like and sounds like to me. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, because I might be completely wrong on this one.